Hi, I'm Tracey, official gateway to reentry, and you're with Community Talks. I'm here with Angela Lynn Ware. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's an honor to have you on my show. I'm a big fan of yours. Let's get straight to it. So I saw you on a magazine.
Yes.
How was that?
It was an amazing experience. I'm so excited that so many great things have been happening in my career.
What's the name of the magazine?
It's Daisy Magazine. It's out of New York. You can find it at www.daisymagazine.net.
How did that come about?
I actually had an opportunity to shoot for Latina Magazine, for Dawn Diaz. And she was actually featured in the magazine also. And I had a chance to dialogue with the editor. She kind of took a liking to me, and we went from there.
And what's that about?
So the magazine is talking about what I went through, how I got to where I am, and the impact that it's having on the community today.
Now, is that your first cover ever?
It is my very first cover. I'm so excited.
Now, you're a mother of two, am I correct?
I am the mother of two wonderful daughters. They're both in high school. They're 14 and 16.
And how do they feel about seeing their mother on a magazine cover?
Oh, they're excited. It gives them that joy that allows them to go to school with their head held high, and they get to have so many exciting stories because I'm able to touch so many different lives from so many different walks of life that they have some experiences that the average kid just doesn't get.
Now, are they little Angelas in training with the hair and makeup?
They are definitely little me's. They get to have experiences that ordinarily wouldn't be afforded to them. So I have opportunities to take them on set with me, to see what it's like to work behind the scenes. They've actually been to some homes of some celebrities. So it's a really good, exciting opportunity for them.
Now, what would you say to a young lady that's out there struggling right now but want to have the lifestyle you have?
Live into your dreams. There is nothing like doing what you love every day. There are no limits. There's no ceilings but the one that we put there. You have to purpose it in your heart that this is what you want and go after it.
Now, I'm living my dream, and it's what I'm doing. And it don't feel like work at all. Is that the same for you?
It's never work. I can do hair and makeup all day. I'm never late. And it's never tedious, it's never tiring. It's always new and fun and reinventive every day. I love it.
So what's the best thing ever happened to you on the set?
The best thing that ever happened to me actually didn't occur on set. The best thing that ever happened to me happened at a time where I was servicing a customer who had cancer. And she actually didn't feel like she was pretty. She hadn't been out on a date with her husband in about 2 years. And when we got finished doing her makeup, she looked in the mirror and she began to cry. That's when I know that my work is done. When I'm touching lives, one brushstroke at a time.
Wow. And I call you boss lady.
That you did.
I always called you boss lady from day one because my mother, I watched my mother, and she has always owned her own businesses. And she always used to tell my sisters to look for their own identity and understand this level of self-worth. And I see that in you. And my mother used to always say, because I'm a boss lady. And that's why when I call you boss lady, that's the highest compliment I can give you. Because I watched a woman that raised a family by herself as a boss.
I appreciate it.
And that's why I was just saying, I don't get that compliment to everyone. And I appreciate what you're doing for the community. So let me ask you this. Do you have any events coming up?
Right now I'm building a makeup class where the inner beauty meets the outer appearance. So I want people to know that beauty is not just about what you put on top of it. What you see on the surface. Beauty comes from within. And I know we hear that as cliche all the time, but it's so true. You can put a ton of makeup on someone and they can still be as ugly as the day is long. So we want to convey, not only does makeup help you feel better, but we want to minister to the person holistically and not just on the surface.
Now, what made you discover that part of the aspect of the job?
What made me discover
the inner beauty of the job, knowing that you're putting makeup on individuals, but it was a soul that need to be touched.
As much as this is my gift, this is my ministry. This is what God gave me. He didn't give it to everybody. So my gift is not for, excuse me, it's not for me. My gift is for the body. It's for me to use. It's for me to touch other people's lives. It's for me to leave an impact. It's for me to share, to show someone else that it may be hard, but nothing worth having comes without sacrifice. And if I can do it, you can do it too.
So is it safe to say that you're a very spiritual person?
Absolutely. I wouldn't make it without it.
See, I love that, because when you put God first, everything else can come into play.
Falls in line.
And I understand that, because I tell people I let God drive. Wherever he parked me at, I put my hazards on. I don't complain about anything, and I see that in you as well. So let me ask you this. Your daughters, when they come to you and they want to start doing makeup on you and doing your hair, and you have to be professional at all times when you have to go out, do you allow them to do that?
Absolutely. There's a salon in the house. So we always use it as a training ground. It's a learning lesson all the time. So they have frontline education with me being right there, being able to give it to them and give them those opportunities. So absolutely, that's going to give them the edge, and it's my job as mom to make sure that they have every advantage that life has to offer.
Now, being a parent, my children have certain, like, you know, of course they have different personalities. Which one of your children you really see you in? You see both of them in you, but the one that got that,
My baby girl is the most like me. Now, my oldest, she loves hair, and she has her little clientele already of her own.
At 16?
At 16. My baby girl, she has a smaller clientele. But
Hold on. The baby girl got clientele?
Yeah, my baby girl has a clientele.
Love it.
We try to encourage entrepreneurship. You can always go to school, get a degree. I'm not knocking that. I did it. It made me it is in part the reason why I am who I am today. However, there's nobody who doesn't need a tradesman. Everybody needs a hairdresser, a barber, a plumber, an electrician, and it's good work.
Wow.
Never knock the tradesperson.
So tell me some more about yourself, like Angela. What you been through?
Wow, that's a mouthful. So let me just share with you my story. So I come from a reasonable two-parent household. And my parents came from an era where they didn't go to school, where they didn't go to college, rather. And so going to college was not an option for me. It was mandated. You were going to college because we didn't have the opportunity to do so. So I went to college, and while I was there, I had the opportunity to study abroad in Japan. So I went to Temple University of Japan. I do speak some Japanese. People are always very surprised with that. And after receiving my degree, I carry a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology. I went to cosmetology school. I had always done hair, so I felt like, you know, I want to be legitimate in everything that I do. So I did that, but I went back to OU Faithful. I went back to what I knew. So I went back to social work. I had my own program. I was a director of a program for a community center here, and my program closed. So when my program closed, I went and I got my cosmetology instructor's license. Then I started working with a celebrity stylist. So I started freelancing for a makeup line.
Right.
So I used to actually call out of work in order to go work at the counter at the mall, just hoping and praying that I didn't see anybody that I worked with.
Hold on, wait a minute. You were called from work
I would.
to go to another place to work.
I did.
Because that was your passion.
That was my passion.
And you was being pushed towards your dream.
I was.
Okay.
And so inside of doing that, I just kept feeling like this is where I needed to be. So I was toiling with whether or not I wanted to continue in the vein of social work or if I wanted to really do this hair and makeup thing. And so as we all do, you know who you go to? You go to mom. So I went to mom, and my mom said, well, when you find your passion, God will show you your purpose.
Wow.
And I went into work the next day and I quit. And I never looked back, and that was 8 years ago.
Wow. So are you doing anything in the community, like with the schools and stuff?
Absolutely. I go into the school district of Philadelphia, and I go into some trade schools in the city. And I talk about life beyond the chair. And life beyond the chair for me is sharing that there's much more in life than standing behind a chair in a salon. We all know someone who works at a salon, and where are they? That's where they are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize that there's platform work, and that's the person that is at the trade show where they're introducing new products and they're doing the demonstrations on the stage. There's fashion, there's editorial, there's film. There's so much more than just being behind a chair that I want to share with our young people that are coming up to say, there's more that you can do. Go out there and get it. It's yours. Again, there's no ceilings, there's no limitations, but sometimes we just need that person to tell us that we can do it.
So actually, you're bringing the behind the scenes to the forefront.
Yes.
And you showing people something they would have never seen before. And then that's how you catch other people's eyes to get them involved in what you're doing. I definitely respect that because I do a lot of behind the scenes things. And that's where the action is really at. But you still have to have it out front so others can see what's really going on and the importance of it and the value of it.
Well, with the evolution of social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, people see makeup artists all the time, but they see someone who looks like a pretty face.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see the person who made that celebrity beautiful. They don't see that person who made that gunshot or that bullet wound on Law and Order, or that person that made Mystique in whatever movie that was. That's what I do. That's what I love. I want to take somebody and make half their face fall off, or I want to take someone and make them a totally different color, a different race, perhaps. Take someone and open up their hand, make it look like it's part of surgery. Those things people don't think of when you think about makeup.
And it's been a pleasure having you here with me today. Do you have any contact information you would like to give to the people?
Of course. So you can find me on various mediums of social media. You can find me on Facebook at Angela-Lynn Ware, W-A-R-E. You can find me on Instagram at Angela Lynn Ware, all one word. You can find me on my website at www.alwmakeup.com. Please always use the hashtag AngieBeatsMe.
Wow, and I appreciate that. And I'm Tracey L. Fisher, Gateway to Reentry, Community Talks, and I want to thank you very much for coming on my show. I am a big fan of yours.
Thank you for having me.
Really, I don't say that all the time, but I am a big fan of yours because I see what God is doing in your life and I see the light on you. Thank you.